Welcome to the Sk1 show, season 4, episode 4. We in here. Alright, y'all, so I took a little break, a whole month off, really. It's been some stuff going on over here on no longer called Anchor. So this is not called Anchor no more, it's called Podcaster by Spotify. And the changes over here have been a little different. I sent out, I think a month ago, for paid subscriptions, only due to the simple fact that Anchor is not sponsoring my show anymore. So basically, I gotta build this show, rebuild it basically, from ground up, as I started to build it already. It just set me back a little, so I gotta rebuild my brand basically, and it's gonna be more content coming, but it's gonna take a little time. Gotta dig up a lot of other stuff, and I'm thinking about redoing the whole show over. I just don't know what I'm gonna do right now with it. It's still gonna be the Sk1 show, and it's still gonna go the way that I got it set, but I might have to just at the season 4 switch it over. Matter of fact, I might even do another platform. I'm not saying that I'm leaving Spotify. It's just that the way they got things going on over here now is way different. Like, it never took me this long to even release a show. Like, I would make episodes every day. Sometimes I would do 2 a day and get it done and just knock them straight out. Now it's like, I gotta pick my times that I'm gonna do it. Not to say that I can't still knock it out, but it's, how can I put it? It's a little different now. It's a lot. Really, not a little. It's a lot. Since Spotify took over, Spotify got its own way of doing things. And that just make it a little difficult for somebody that started a few years ago to try to at least build their show up. And then I got rebrand and rebuild it over again. I put in a lot of work. You know what I mean? I put in a lot of work with Anchor. I started, 4 shows? Well, really 3. It was first it was Day by Day. Then it was Uncut Convo. The Sk1 show. Which is though the Sk1 show was the K1 show. Then it became the Sk1 show. So trying to build that brand was, a little difficult from that point. But I had my rhythm. You know what I mean? It was already like, alright, we established a lot of stuff. And it's time to go back to the drawing board, basically. So, like I said, with this new season, it ain't nothing but a challenge. That's all it is. It ain't nothing but a challenge. This challenge is going to set where I'm going to take this show at in the near future. And like I said, this might be the final season of this particular show. I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna get done this year, Because now, like I said, I gotta go back to the drawing board. And I gotta create another way of doing this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta create another way of doing it. I gotta, come up with a lot of stuff. And, like I said, I love editing. I love creating. I love coming up with new things. I love coming up with a lot of, stuff. So it won't take much of me doing that. It's just a simple fact that it's gonna feel like I'm starting over again, basically. You'll still be able to go on Spotify and listen to season 1, 2, 3, and now 4. But 4 is where it's gonna stop at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bringing the season 5 on this side of it because, like I said, I'm going to rebrand and build a whole nother show. And it's still going to be called Sk1. It's still going to be Sk1. Or I might just change the name of the show. You know what I mean? I might just get the show another name, but bring what I was bringing over here onto the new, because on the new way I'm going to do it. So yeah, it's definitely like, I'm going to tell y'all when this happened. This happened around late December, early January. It was a lot of stuff going on. I had to keep writing Anchor because they wasn't allowing a certain stuff going on. Like, I could tell something was switching because they wouldn't allow me to do certain things I was doing when it was just Anchor. I had to write, they say my show was published, but then to turn around, my show was still in the draft. I had released episodes supposed to have been out on the day that it was supposed to have been released, but I had to re-release the show. Like, I had the time and everything. Then go back and check, like, what's going on with this? Maybe you gotta go back and do this. Maybe you gotta go back and do that. I had to do so much editing that I had to, nearly chop my show down. Like, I had to take my intro music out. I had to take the background music that Anchor normally give me to do. It was just so much. Like, hold up. So which one is it? Because I get all these tools that y'all offer me and I can't use them. And then what sense does it make when as though I create something, it's mine. So if I put it on there, it's mine. It's copyrighted to me, So I didn't understand none of that was going on because all of my intro music is stuff that I literally made myself. I did that, So what is they talking about? That's how I was looking. So excuse me, it ain't like it was the intro music. It wasn't the intro music. It wasn't that. It was just too many errors going on. So I guess they had to go to backstage. They had to fix a lot of stuff and da 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 da. So alright, show get released all day. I got to, unpublish this episode right now because now I put something in on the edit that wasn't supposed to go there, or I took something out and I meant to put it back in. When I unpublished one of my episodes, I had to go back and write the Anchor again because it went the same way, and I'm looking like, why this keep happening? So it get all the way up until New Year's Day, and I was supposed to release my last and final episode for season 4. I'm at 3. And this was about the little Bow Wow and Romeo. That was that episode. So my Christmas episode get unpublished. And I'm looking like, why did that episode when it was already published? So I asked them the same question I was asking. Well, look, this was already published. So it was just a lot of mess going on. So all the way up until mid-February, the last show I did, the last episode I did. Here we go again. The show that y'all heard last, I had a lot of problems with releasing it. Like, it was just too much. And that's why right afterwards, I had to go back and check on some things. I had to go back and redo a lot of stuff on this platform. I had to resend this show to the tax people. I mean, you know, to get my W-9 and stuff. I had to, you know, sit up there and you know, let them know, hey, this is me. You know, that's finalized. Then I had to go and switch a little few things around. So now I'm trying to find out what's happening with my sponsor. Oh, this feature is not available right now. Well, what happened to it? You know, that's why if you hear my show now, you don't hear me doing the ads, because that's how I was getting paid. I was like, well, what's going on with it? Why this feature is no longer available right now? You know, I put that whole thing together. Like, oh, it came to its expiration date of it. No, it wasn't never supposed to have been an expiration. No, expiration was me supposed to stop it. So I go on further, do my research. I check, get an email from Anchor, which is though Anchor already letting me know, like, all right, well, this whole thing get ready to get switched over to Podcaster. That's what it's get ready to get switched over to. So my app on the phone, it update the app, and now I see Podcaster. And now I should have started doing the green room, because now they get ready to take that soon, I think. So I gotta look into what's going on with that, because you know it's just too much, y'all. You know, and sorry for the wait, y'all, but you know, right now I need to figure this whole thing out. Like, I'm trying to get these shows done. I'm trying to get new stuff to talk about. I'm trying to, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I missed that I didn't talk about. The thing with the Jamie Foxx, I wanted to come back and talk about Jamie Foxx. I couldn't come back and talk about Jamie Foxx because of what's going on right now with this platform. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should release this show or not. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I don't want to charge anybody a monthly fee to listen to my show when it was free for you to listen to. That's why I'm charging 49 cents, because I feel like I don't even want to charge nobody that. You know, that they forcing you to, you know, do stuff. For that part of it, you know, my playlist show was just my playlist show. They gonna make it where as though I'ma have to take the playlist out of my show and go back to the old way, the regular way it was. And I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to figure out ways that I could still be able to keep what's going on without taking nothing away from this show. You know, I don't want to have to take nothing away because I'm forced by Spotify to take it. And then it's either this or it's that. So I need heavy support right now. If I get heavy support right now, then it'll help build this show. And as many people follow and listen, you know, subscribe and all that right there, then I'll be able to get my sponsor back. That's what they telling me now. So now I gotta rebuild my audience. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta sit up there and figure out, well, you know, I gotta send it everywhere, which is though I was. So I'm just asking my listeners if they could just send it to any and everybody to get this show around, so we can just, you know, go back to the whole way of just the free thing. Like, look, cause like I said, you know, I don't want my show to be the way that I had it. But like I said, this my last and final season of the Sk1 show. I'm not leaving podcast, y'all. I'm just gonna rebuild and rebrand. So you may get 10 episodes out of this season. I don't know, because it's gonna be a short season. It may be 15. The last season was what, 49 going on 50 episodes. I did it. But I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna do. Just know that if I stop at 15, then that's just where I stopped at. So I'ma get over to a topic today, and show might be short today. I don't know, but if I won't bring y'all some stuff, so just take this as I wouldn't even call this an episode, which is though it is episode 4, so I'm gonna make it out of episode. I just had to tell y'all what was going on real quick before I jump into the actual episode. And yes, I'm almost going 40. I'm at 20 minutes on this particular segment, so I'll be back with some briefs. See y'all in a second. Welcome to the Sk1 show. So I won't say the episode, y'all, because I really took a break, and I'm assuming, nope, I'm not just gonna say it. If you've been following the show, y'all may know what episode this is. I'm not even gonna shoot myself in the foot like that. That's not what I'm gonna do. Today's topic will be about P. Diddy. It's too much. I've been trying to catch other news, but for the music industry world, the music world, it's been news, but it's not the news that I want to present. This was one of the ones I didn't want to talk about because there's so much to talk about on this dude, man. It's not funny, but I had no other choice but to talk about it because his name been ringing since his name been ringing since the 90s. This dude been getting away with stuff, a lot of stuff he been getting away with. But before I get into all of that, I wanna share with everybody what's going on and what's happening in the upcoming episodes. And the Sk1 show will officially end, on this particular season soon, but it will come to an end on this particular platform right here. It's time to do a switch, and it's time to rebrand over here. So to my followers, my listeners that have been listening to this show, I'm going to direct y'all to where the Sk1 show can be found and listen to for the future shows. It will no longer be here, and rebranding is kind of different. Just to puzzle my brain and get my brain to this, okay, well, if I do this, how will it make sense to keep it the way that it's been going without, messing the brand up? Well, that's why I changed everything to Sk1 brand, and I did that for a reason. I got shows broken down into different ways, so I got 3 different shows already, and the talks of, possibly can happen, coming in the next year. I want to still find another co-host for day by day. I canceled it, but I want to bring it back because that is a part of my brand. That is a part of, my podcast world. That is what started me into podcasts. You know, I want to bring the show back. I want to really do that. K Fresh says she want to come back and she want to do it. So we'll see if how that goes. We'll sit down, we'll come to the table, we'll talk, we'll get, cause I've been through this before, even with Uncut Convo. I've been through this before, and I don't want to make the same mistake as I made at the beginning, of having a show that's gonna do right, and having people to be there when it's time to do the show. So I don't want to shoot myself in the foot with that. As tough as it is to do these shows, and tough coming up with topics at the topic is a tough thing. But as we go on, this is what we do. Is supposed to be that much of a challenge. I know that's going to be a challenge, to get these shows. I'm not going to tell y'all every day be peaches and cream with this. It's not easy. You got to come up with these topics. You got to do a lot of researching. You got to try to live your normal life, and you got to live your job life. And not only that, stepping on this platform, you gotta also live this life. So this is something I love to do. So I'm willing to work as hard as I can to keep this show going. And like I always say, I appreciate each and every person that even pressed the play button to listen. So what I want to do is I want to continue on bringing y'all the same way that I normally would do my show, and give y'all everything y'all need to hear in the news world. Want to hear. Let me correct that. So this is what's getting ready to happen on this particular platform. The Sk1 show will no longer be here because I'm switching it over to Sk1 News, basically. So coming into supposed to be season 5 will actually be season 1. That's what's gonna be over here. It may sound crazy because branding something else somewhere else and calling it season 5 will sound crazy, but just watch how I do it. Y'all see how I do it, so I may just hit the restart button. Like, alright, well, the Sk1 show going where it originally should be at. Right where it should be at now. It shouldn't be over here. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Because I did the switch. I did the switch. I had to build another part of the show to make it make sense. Like y'all probably look like, why did he change his email address like that? That's because I was getting into branding my show. When you start hearing me say brand, that mean I was just like, all right, I'm branding my show. So, meaning like, when you heard me say new email address, yeah, s.k.1 brand 2023 at gmail.com. That was me rebranding right there. So y'all may remember, like, when I first did the K1 show in the second season, how I just easily switched over to the Sk1. But remember, it was the K1 show, and I just gradually worked my way over into you know, the Sk1 show. So it was the K1 show, and I gradually worked my way over to the Sk1 show. That's because the direction it was going to the direction that the Sk1 should have been. The K1 show was for the news, so over here was always supposed to have been. Well, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Let me not even tell that one. It was this over here was always supposed to have been for the music. But y'all remember the pandemic went on, and that's all we was talking over here. All we was talking over here. Well, now I gotta go a little backwards over here. I gotta take it back to where it was at because the way it started. So now I gotta move the Sk1 show over to another platform, in which is though it's going back to Sk1 show 2021 at gmail.com. So that's the Sk1 show one. That original, that's where we started at, so yeah. And I say that because if I'm getting emails and it's for a particular show, I want the emails for a particular show. Like somebody could email me for the actual show. Like that's the actual show it's supposed to be for. So yeah, I done made like, let me see, I got 2 pieces of artwork that I did for both of the shows. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. Normally, I work on a theme song for this particular thing, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out my vocals. I'm gonna cut my vocals out, and what I'm gonna do is for the Sk1 brand, for this particular news show, I'm gonna bring this the instrumental in of this season right here, and then on the Sk1 show, I'm gonna bring the original instrument of what it was over there. I'm gonna bring the original, just the background. So if you heard Battle of the Best, the beat I made for that's gonna be used for the Sk1 show. Because that's a part of the Sk1 show. See, I don't want to confuse nobody, but at the beginning of the season, this was already set. This was already planned. This was already made. This was already, when I was coming into the season, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So I done it, but I want to keep it original. I'll be back.
When I never meant to do you wrong. Damn. And I know it's all my fault. When you miss somebody, that's so crazy. If I could turn back that hands of time, if I could, I would. And if I can, well, I would. Damn. That dark cloud keeps circling around me, feeling like I'm going down each day. That I get on my knees and I pray and I think about you so much. And I miss the way that we used to touch, and I miss the way that we used to talk. Hey, I miss all that. I can't stop thinking about you no matter what. And I don't even care any circumstances. The way that we used to do this romance shit, in the way that it was, I understood a lot of things, but I can't sit up here and keep on thinking about this pain. I don't even know why you keep on crossing my head, crossing my mind. I won't waste no time, because if I can make this work, I'll make it work. And sometimes I know some things that hurt. That's why I'm doing this a lot. And I miss that little spot we used to chill out and be together. And that's why I'm here. I've been trying to find somebody different, been trying to understand somebody different, something missing. And I think what's missing is you. Damn. If I could tell you this one time, I would give you that one last kiss. If I could tell you this one time, I would give you that one last kiss. If I could tell you this one time, I would give you that one last kiss. If I could tell you this one time, I would give you this last kiss. My heart don't continue. Wow. Because I feel like a window that closed and open back up. And in my life, do a nigga really give a fuck? But my luck is up and my time is gone, and my time ain't right, and my time tonight. And I miss them nights that we chill. Oh my goodness, to keep you warm. That's what I did. It's something else. It's something else going on, I can't stop. But if I could just have this one day, one pain, one time, one line, and that's all I need to give you this last kiss coming from me to you. Something so deep, so true. In words, girl, I love you, love you. If I can just take this one time and just give this one last kiss, last kiss, last kiss, last kiss.